practicing for my hearing that's coming up. It's not for a couple of weeks. And I think I know pretty much everything I want to say, but I'll just put it out there and then see if there's any input anybody is interested in giving. So I wrote everything on my tablet, and I want to refer to it for that information. First of all, I need to get online. I'm in a different library here, and it's got a nice study room. I was scheduled for 11:30. I guess it depends on how busy it gets here. That determines. Is there back feed by chance? If that determines how long I have to use this room, but I can talk freely. I've looked for places at all the other libraries and places I've stopped, and it's not easy to find places like this, libraries that have a room. That last library I was in Wiggins, they have this whole meeting room, and they say you can't use it individually. I only for meetings. So I was at a loss with that, and that's what happens with a lot of these types of libraries. They shut down their meeting rooms when they're not in use. The librarians would rather have those rooms empty, unused, and then cram us into small areas where they can observe us like we're in a prison instead. But every so often, this building is 2012. It was built in 2012. A lot of those older buildings just, I mean, I think there's a particular way you design a building for Wi-Fi as opposed to the old just books, the old days of just books. Oh yeah, let me check. Can I be heard? I think I can be heard, but I don't see the chat, and I'm given there's been an update for the OBS, and I'm showing the studio. Could I just show that window capture? Let's see. That's all it's given me. Okay. Well, maybe I can't show it. It's saying that there's like a chat rate, but I'm not seeing the chats. Select stream. I got a control panel, but I don't have the chat because they're just not showing me. This YouTube control panel is kind of limited. I just only I have an idea that there's a chat. And no, it doesn't want to go back to where it was. Man, every time I try to stream, there's always something screwy about this. Share, add stream marker? Unable to add stream marker. Enable monetization to insert ads. Oh man, this. Okay, so I don't even need this YouTube Studio control panel. It doesn't really show me what I want to see, and it doesn't give me an option. You just closed a dockable window. If you'd like to show it again, use the docks menu in the menu bar. Well, all right. Where's the menu bar? Docs, lock docs, stats, chat. Oh, all right. All right, so now there it is. There's a chat. Oh my God. But it doesn't want to go into a nice comfortable spot. All right, so now I can see chats. All right, so that is there's a docs menu on the OBS, and you can go in there and then find chat. Okay. Yeah, this is all new. This is within the past couple of months, I think. They've been doing this type of stuff. Okay. So I'm going to practice my what I want to say before Judge Jones, and you could give me some feedback on that. So I only have it on the tablet, so I'll be typing it in to this Windows capture. Where's it? Oh man. Well, the Windows capture is not working. Let's try that again. All right, plus window capture. All right, and it's over here. Okay. All right. So the first thing, and this isn't a whole lot. First thing. All right, maybe I'll number them. Complain about the walk from jail. All right. So what I want to do is say, excuse me, Judge, I want to put some things on the record. So first thing is, I believe in the processing of my arrest, there has been a constitutional violation under the 8th Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment, where Deputy Weldon and Burrow were kind enough to drive me to jail to save me the hassle of that portion of my arrest process, but they refused to drive me back to my car and caused me to have to walk 5 miles in the 24 degree weather at 3 a.m. and that was cruel and unusual. It was hard on my health. So I want to put that in the record. I don't know how to challenge I accept their jurisdiction, okay? Why challenge a jurisdiction when I accept it? I'm fully accepting of their jurisdiction. Let's see, 2. I want to complain. Oh, no, not that one. Okay, I want to have this in order. I was told to sign 15 times on an e-pen, without seeing what I was signing for at the intake with Deputy Hall and another. When I mentioned when I mentioned that I thought it was not right that I couldn't read what I was signing. One of the deputies said, "F you," and that was the end of it. I was confused. I was tired. I thought it was weird. I didn't push the issue, but I did mention it at the intake, and they said "F you." So I want that on the record, because I think that's wrong. Anything you sign, you should be able to read beforehand. Anytime, anywhere. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is a request. And this is something that, if I didn't get interrupted by the bailiff, I was going over my notes on my tablet. The bailiff kept interrupting me, telling me I couldn't look at my notes. And so it really gave me a scatterbrained effect. It gave my thoughts were a little more scatterbrained because I couldn't. So I was getting harassed by him, and I was trying to get my thoughts in order. It's like fighting two battles suddenly in the courtroom when I was trying to focus on just one. Suddenly I picked a fight with a bailiff for looking at my tablet. And they could have I don't know, arrested me or something if I just didn't they're taking it away, like physically taking my tablet away. Can you lift, and I kind of said it, can you lift the trespassing order against me so that I may attend church? See, when they access to read. Yeah, you should have equal access for everything. So I sort of asked, but I sort of didn't at my first hearing when they said that they'll only charge me $25 and then I plead guilty and pay that. I said, well, I want the trespassing order lifted, but I stopped right there. And I should have said I want it lifted so that I may attend church, so that I may attend their services. I only said I want it lifted. I don't know how much of a difference it would make, but I'm bringing it back up. I'm bringing that issue back up and asking a more clear, concise question. Can you lift the trespassing order against me so that I may attend church? Because, it sounds like this trespassing is for the rest of my life by the cops. If at any time now they have me on record, they see my car in the parking lots, they could say, oh, we warned you once, you're going back to jail because you returned. I need that lifted, and I need it officially lifted by the judge. I don't think maybe the pastor could show up February 8th or write a letter in to the, I can't reach out to the pastor. Ask the judge who will ask I can't show this chat, right? I see people showing their chats, and I think that's kind of neat, but I don't think I could show that window. I got that. Nope, doesn't allow it. All right. Ask the judge who will ask the prosecutor, has Hines been notified by an authorized person that he is unwelcome? Oh, I want a witness list. Wouldn't that be similar to asking for a witness list? Have I been notified by an authorized person that I'm unwelcome at the church? the cop is authorized. I think I would be asking. Oh, okay. just copy and paste all the chats. Can I? That would really disrupt my questioning, but I could put it at the bottom. If it would go in reverse, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, the best I could do is see pig trader member for 6 months. Copy and paste into your window. Disability pig trader 6 months. Disability. They must error your case can be thrown out. Oh, and we got symbols. Zapton's member is for just as long as pig trader. I didn't know that. Everybody's 6 months. Come on. Maybe it only wants to say 6 months. Scroll to the bottom. Okay. All right. So I think yeah, official witnesses, something along the lines of witnesses. You don't just say guilty or no at an arraignment. That's for the untrained. I have 6 arrests under my belt. I know I'm learning that there's more to do than just guilty or not guilty. On my first arraignment, I was just practicing no, 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 but now there's more to it. You can't call somebody who you're trespassed from. I think that's pretty simple. All right, so can you lift the trespassing order? So I want that lifted, and I'm going to have Judge Jones make that lift. Thank you, TG 4.0, for the $3 with the thumbs up of the green pair. All right, let's see. So lift my trespassing order, because I mean that's almost putting their charge right on the line. I mean, I asked that, and okay, just copy and paste the chat you need to discuss here. Let's see here. There we go. Maybe I'll put a little line. Come on. There we go. A little bit of a line underneath. All right, so that request I think is a big question, but I want to get everything into the record. Can't just sit on that question. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, now I want to number 4, complain. All right, about the bailiff telling me that I can't use my tablet in the courtroom, and it almost sounded like Judge Jones was saying that I could only use it for this session as well. Judge Jones is kind of supporting the bailiff's choice, and the bailiff's passing the buck off to Judge Jones, saying that it's the judge's kingdom. So I want Judge Jones to clearly identify our rights in the courtroom for accessing our notes. So the tablet issue is pretty important. I need I feel that this was a due process. So what is it? The 14th Amendment. This was a 14th Amendment violation of my due process rights for being denied I was denied use of my notes on my tablet to be able to defend myself, and because the bailiff is following orders, he's just following orders in the judge's kingdom. The court denied me my 14th Amendment right to just look at my notes, just simply look at my notes, and I want that put into the record for like the appeals process or whatever. Oh, what? I got 2 of these? All right. So I want that. So we're looking at an 8th Amendment violation and a 14th Amendment violation. No, I cannot print them. Let's see. DU guy provides video. Okay. All right. So that's going to be brought up on the February 8th. Whoops. As a part of adding it to the record, because this is why we go on to the record. We got to address all the issues. And before, well, we kind of get into my trespassing, but it's evolved. It's grown into a lot of other stuff. Okay, and then on the same note, I mean, on the front door of the courthouse, it says, "Turn off your cell phones and no drinks." It says 2 things: turn off your cell phones and no drinks. Well, guess what I see happening when I go in? I see other lawyers happily typing away on their laptops, not getting scolded by the bailiff, and drinking. I saw the prosecutor, forget his name. He was drinking some kind of sugary drink, and he looks like he suffers from obesity. And here he's consuming more sugar. He's got a bad addiction, and he's bringing it in. He's bringing his addiction, his diabetic addiction, obesity addiction, into the courtroom, violating the courtroom rules, doing it. And the judge is passive with this behavior, with his prosecutor. He doesn't say any. The bailiff doesn't say anything to him. Yet if I whipped out a drink and started drinking, the bailiffs would be all over me. So who do these rules all really apply to? Because it doesn't seem like they apply to everybody, and I think that it's a bad look for the judge to be complacent with prosecutor drinking a sugary drink when they clearly look like they're suffering from an excess amount of sugary drinks. So I mean, I won't say all that about the obesity thing, but that's something I want to bring up. The drinking and the electronics, because once again, my arresting cops went above and beyond. The bailiff went above and beyond, going beyond the written rules. They create a cushion to and push the written rules further, instead of forgiving on the written rules, giving some cushion and forgiveness with the written rules. They go past that and actually go harder on top of the written rules, and it's really it makes you wonder if they're picking on you or not. And they clearly are. They're not saying it to the lawyers. Yeah, I got a lot of grievances to air out with these guys. So let's see. That's the drinking and the electronics. And I don't know. I kind of want to mention that I think it's weird that the lawyers get to sit in the first two rows. I don't quite know what to think of that. You know, it looks like it might be for efficiency purposes, um, separating the lawyers from the regular defendants. Oh, Adam says to make an argument in favor of digital. Hmm. Mention to the court that digital is better for the environment. No tablet is an additional financial burden requiring you to print your notes if. Oh, okay. Uh, yeah. Um, I shouldn't have to rewrite my notes. I shouldn't have to print them by pay per page. I have a notebook, but my notebook is for fast notes. When I just want to scribble something quick, I don't rely on the tablet for that. My tablet is just to read off of. While I'm talking, I don't want to be typing. I'll write, but I don't want to type while I'm in the courtroom. So that's all right. All right, and then going into, say, 5. Going into evidence, I want to establish. There's more evidence. There's a lot more information that I need. So let's. I want to ask for things that are not that I haven't been given yet. Like give me. And this is something I would ask directly from the prosecutor, I guess. The judge has made it clear that everything is open for records. So if it's got to be an open book, then yeah, I got to ask so that I receive. And I'm asking for the radio traffic. I do not have the radio traffic. I mean, it may not seem very important to them, and it may not be important, but it still exists, and maybe could be something there. They could have been joking on the radio. I want that. So I'm going to ask, do you have radio traffic? Do you have any, and this is just for fun, I think, is there any 911 call? And I'm pretty sure there isn't. I mean, who knows? And then I'll put this as a number 6. You can get front faster, saving the court time. Yeah, it's an efficiency thing for walking. Saving the front. Yeah, it's a Rosa Parks situation. Should I mention that? Why don't the lawyers get to sit in the front? Is the courtroom set up to be like a Rosa Parks situation? See, I'm interested in making an argument about that, just because I would piggyback on the no cell phone and no drinks allowed in the courtroom. I would piggyback on that and say, also the lawyers get to sit in the front 2 rows. It doesn't seem fair. You've created this us versus them in the courtroom. Nobody's equal. You've established already, just as a part of the seating arrangements and the rules, that this is not an equal territory for people to feel like they're getting a fair shake in the courtroom. It's already set up unfairly. So I want the discipline records. Judge Ryan Norman has put his foot, he's drawn his line in the sands. Okay, there's no going to him for anything. The Attorney General of Kentucky has drawn their line in the sand. I'll like, and there might be a pattern there. Judge Jones might draw a line in the sand as well. We'll have to see where they all stand about that. And the thing is, I might need to make some actual court case arguments. If Judge Jones wants to deny me, I need to tell him why that I should not be denied. And I think I want to mention the law that was overruled by the appeals court. So I need discipline records for everybody. For Weldon, Burrow, and Cain. Need discipline records, discipline and training records for Weldon, Burrow, and Cain. All right, so this is asking for some evidence, more, and it's I mean, if I would say that I should not be denied for this particular law. It's about impeachment for impeachment purposes. Okay. Let's see. Big difference with asking cops to do extra patrols. Oh yeah. That's the thing. They're going above and beyond. They're really acting a lot like Louisiana, and they demand more from you than they do themselves. They demand IDs from us, but are not willing to surrender IDs themselves. They demand more than they're willing. They would probably tell their own family not to listen to themselves, and they wouldn't do this to their own family too. You know that there's a good chance they wouldn't take their own mother to jail for being parked in a church parking lot over her name. Well, whatever they want to bring up, I mean, I'd call it all irrelevant. I think a cop's training is more relevant than whatever history you're talking about with intransigence. It's all about you being a YouTube star. Yeah. Judge Jones, will you recognize that I have a huge following on YouTube and that everybody's going to call if you make the wrong choices? So I just want to put that on the record. And then he'll pull a Judge Owsley on me and say that because I incited a riot on the internet, that he can increase my my fine even greater. So discipline records, awards. How about awards too? Training. Any awards? All right, for these 3 cops. No, I think Lackluster had a big. Somebody thinks that Lackluster had no influence on my arrest. I don't know about that. It's not something I could bring up in court, but I mean, I think it's a common knowledge. I need the witness list. Who is testifying? All right. All right, who's Who's the witness who's testifying? I don't have a clue. I mean, I guess the cops. I can't call the church. So that's the questions. 7 things to bring on February 8th for my Zoom hearing. So this will be like a Zoom. I'll be in a Zoom hearing, and if I could have a room like this, that would be pretty cool. A nice quiet room. 9 o'clock. Being here at 9 o'clock. Actually, the library opens at 9. So the way this court is set up, they say please request to be admitted into Zoom 5 to 10 minutes prior to court proceedings. And the library opens at 9. And my hearing is at 9. So I'm standing outside the doors of the library, maybe holding my laptop, working on battery, and trying to get into the Zoom outside the library until I can set up inside the library. If I could find a room like this, I'm not sticking around here until February 9th. So I'm going to have to find another library to have the Zoom. But it's not exactly easy to balance out. Let's see. You can submit a record request to the police department. It's already did. And that was established that there's no record of that. Okay, Kentucky law doesn't require signs. So they don't require speed limit signs. They don't require condemned signs. If the house is condemned, they don't require a sign for that. They don't even require, they probably don't require signs on the buildings that say City Hall, Fire Department, Police Station. They don't need those signs. They just leave everything generic. All right, we just have to know. That's Kentuckians have this this real smart way about them. They just know things. It's all common sense. That's the common sense Kentucky way. Let's see. I wouldn't broadcast the library location. Weldon and Burrow. Those guys are fools. They don't. I don't think they. I don't think they really plan things out ahead of time. I don't think they think about the results of their actions too much. That's something for future Burrow and future Weldon to worry about later. They just want to feel good in the moment. They don't really think about the future. So I don't believe. I'll tell you. There's been. I could feel the differences in the trolls with all my arrests. It's just been different qualities of trolls. From this one, I'm getting a whole new set of trolls that are actually arguing about the law a lot more. Back in Natchitoches, Louisiana, I don't believe really any of the cops were arguing law. They were arguing more feelings than anything. But some of the civilians were arguing law, and I met a couple of them, a couple of trolls in person, and they seem kind of nice, but they are real big trolls on the discussion forum. But the arguing of law really wasn't made much in Natchitoches, Louisiana, because I don't think they knew about I don't think they know about law so much, especially just, Officer Miller just jumping on me and arresting me in the library without much discussion. He really demonstrated a lack of knowledge. And that carries over into the comments on my videos. I see a difference in the quality of the comments. Like in Williston, North Dakota, man, they brought up all kinds of stuff. They were really hard on me with their arguing on the online trolls, talking about exigent circumstances and just how they just all the police. They made a lot of police arguments. So I believe that the police were more active on trolling me on my YouTube channel, on my social media in Williston. They were kind of active in Colorado, in Root County, Colorado, but really, what happened in Root County with what's her name again? Let's see, Alex Jennings. She brought everything up right in court. She was saving it for court. She had somebody else. Another lawyer sat in and read all my charges. Alex Jennings. She was just following everything, but the trolls were reporting to her. My public defender gave me this manifesto thing, or this report on me that a troll sent Alex Jennings, the prosecutor, and Alex gave it to my public defender, and then she showed me. And it was just all things about my history on the internet and whatever, and how I'm a repeat offender. So Alex took that very seriously and brought that up before the judge. But Judge Garrett really didn't care. He just kind of listened to it all and said, yeah, let's continue on with this trial. I see that there's debates, but I guess he didn't really hear anything where I violated anything of a lawful nature. I was treated like I was already on probation. That's the thing that struck me when I was in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. They were listing off all these terrible things I did. I talked to the alcohol intervention. I recorded the alcohol intervention lady when she didn't want me to record her. And that would have been maybe something that I could have agreed to with probation in some way, but this is pre-trial. And pre-trial, I mean, yeah, I'm still assumed innocent, so I think a lot of prosecutors get that confusion. They associate pre-trial with being on probation, and then they treat you harder. When you have an active case against you, you're on probation in the prosecutor's eyes. And what happened to Alex Jennings? She disappeared right at the end of my case, right when my case got dropped. She took her email off the website. Her name was taken off the court website, and I looked her up. I mean, she apparently moved over to another court, like a federal courthouse in Denver, Colorado. But that was weird to see a prosecutor quit right afterward. But that was a slightly different set of trolls. They were a little bit more quiet. I'd say the most Meridian, Idaho had some really active trolls. All right, they even made videos mocking me for being poor and homeless, which is taken down now. I never had anybody troll me like that. Now these days, I guess that was back in 2016. Now these days, the cops are getting more bootlicking channels coming up. I mean, Schrodinger's cat was a bootlicking channel, but he died. But more popped up, and so cops don't exactly need to do it themselves. They just appeal to the bootlicking crowds to troll me, to report me, and whatever they think is important while I have an active case. They're really silent when I don't have active cases, when I don't have active court dates. I have an active case in Natchitoches, Louisiana, but I have no court dates. I don't know what's going on with that. The Supreme Court's just sitting on it. But I have an active court date coming up February 8th, and I'm preparing for it, and I'm getting mocked and trolled about it. But I just stand my ground, and I think these are important things to bring up before Judge Jones. So I'm prepared for that. I got the Zoom hearing link in my tablet ready to go. I could just get on the Zoom on my tablet or even my phone. I don't exactly need a quiet room. I just need Wi-Fi. I don't need to use the laptop, and just be ready for that. And that's the preparation. So I'm prepared with questions and concerns about my rights, get them established, and then we can move forward with the motion to suppress evidence, or motion to supersudge. Is that what it is? Supersudge. They do some kind of weird, instead of motion to suppress, they do a supersudge in Kentucky. Just want to take out irrelevant information, irrelevant issues or legal challenges with the matter of law issues. I would argue that I was taken into custody when Officer Weldon said I had to get out of my car. I think he took me into custody at that point, and then everything after that is a Fourth Amendment issue with asserting my rights. I was asserting my rights, and I got arrested for that. And the whole time, I wasn't asked to leave. I was just told that I had to give up my Fourth Amendment rights. The root word might be surplus. Removes surplus. Surplusage. And all right, surplusage. Yeah, that word isn't used anywhere else, so I don't know how important it is to be that familiar with it. So yeah, that's this paperwork I need to draft. I'm getting an idea. I haven't really started writing anything, but I need to get motions filed. I'm focused on these questions, which are done. So now I need to move on to motions. I'm moving slowly. Surplusage. Do they? They pronounce it surplusage, which is suppression. They got to make it sound different, so it's a part of the Commonwealth. Yeah, and I want the evidence pretty much surplused. Is a bad thing. It's a bunch of words that aren't necessary. Yeah, so there's a matter of law issues, which we could discuss on February 8th. I don't know. If I could get some paperwork in. I mean, I was only I don't know how I would put the complaint about the walk from jail into a motion. Yeah, I want to remove surplus information for sure. But I don't know how, because I'm not really asking for remedy. That's the thing. I'm just complaining, but I want it in the record. There, and the judge would ask, "Oh, what kind of remedy do you want?" Well, I just say, "Oh, the next time, or anybody else who's got to deal with this." I would like to establish the judge's attitude towards this. What does the judge think about what does the judge think about this kind of stuff? How do you get him to discuss his views on some of these violations? Because I wouldn't have known that cops would give rides. Like when I was in Idaho, I heard that you're supposed to be allowed a horse and a gun when you're let out of jail. That's a part of the law. And I got a bus ticket, but it only got me about 7 miles closer to where my car was. My car was 25 miles away. So I had to walk a long distance until people started calling the cops on me, and the cop picked me up to take me the rest of the way to my car. And that was in Idaho in 2016. And it was hot. I was sweating. I found a water bottle on the side of the road, and there was a sprinkler further down the road, so I filled up with water with the sprinkler. I just went into somebody's yard. They were watering their grass, and I just started filling up my water bottle. So and I was really dehydrated trying to get back to my car. And then it was freezing that night. Hot and sweaty during the day, freezing at night. But yeah, uh, and then in Natchitoches, Louisiana, I see that the cops will drive you out of the jail, but only take you to like the courthouse, or no, I'll take you to the police station, and that's it. Uh, but my car wasn't far from the police station, so it saved me a big walk. But I've had to walk to my car. The longest was Idaho, to like 25 miles. I was taken to a jail 25 miles away from my car. And then the shortest was, of course, Bethany, Missouri, where the cop just walks me across the street to the jail, and my car was parked in the city hall parking lot, and I had to spend 24 hours in jail. But that's, there's a point where it becomes cruel and unusual, and that really needs to be buffered, because it's. I mean, think about somebody who's in worse shape than me. They could actually, it's not so much, you hear about news about cops killing people in custody. What about the people that they release from custody who got to find their way back? Especially if they're new to the area, they got to find their way back to their hotel or to their car, the arrest spot, the bus station. They got to find their way back. And sometimes the jail can be very much out of the way, and the cops just tell you you're on your own. And think and that's a statistic that's really hard to report to keep track of. When you're out of the cops' custody, released from jail, and you end up dying to the conditions while trying to make it back to your destination, if you don't have any other kind of help. So there's a big concern with that, and I think I want to bring that up. So since I didn't stay in the jail, I was only processed through. I can't really complain about the food. I would complain about the food if this was Natchitoches again. I would definitely be complaining about the food, about the sugar, the cookies and bologna that were given for lunch. So yeah, I just want to. At least, you're allowed to read this stuff into the record. The judge may not have to make any decision on it because there's no decision to be made. but it's just something to bring up. They and I don't have much experience bringing things like this up, but it's really bothersome. And I don't know who else, what platform do I have besides YouTube to bring up this problem with the judicial system at, other than the judge, the elected official. Judge Jones was elected in a political election, so he should be getting feedback from the people in a lot of ways. He is partly a political figure, so it's politics. To it's the political part of the courtroom. Do his electors agree that this is the kind of guy you should be electing in? Somebody who supports the violating of our 8th and 14th Amendment rights? There's a little political aspect to this. Yeah, I got the rules and policies. I walked out the door with all the rules and policies. Should I make a video on the rules and policies of the McCracken County Jail? I have the paperwork. I just kind of just been sitting on it, but I thought it looks like dry material. All right. Well, I think I'll just stop this and carry on with my day. So.